Okay, we're going to go ahead and finish this this discussion on 2.4. Um, the next thing we're going to look at is the percent formula. So this is going to help us solve in some word problems later on. The percent formula is it's pretty nice because it is consistent and it'll always work as long as you read your problem carefully. So we're going to have the percent formula is just A is equal to P times B. The important things to remember is B is your base number. Okay, P is the percent written as a decimal. You have to always write it as a decimal. You can never use it as a percent. So you have to find the percent and write it as a decimal. And A is the number compared to B. And it'll make more sense when we actually do an example. So here's an example. 8 is what percent of 12? So here we can see what percent of 12. 12 right here is going to be our base. Okay, so we go and put 12 right here in our base. 8 is our part. Okay, is the part that we're talking about. So 8 goes here. And they're asking us to find the percent. The percent is P. Obviously we don't have a value for P, so we're going to have to solve for P. So the way we solve for P is we have 8 is equal to 12 times P. We have to divide both sides by 12, and we get 8 over 12 is equal to P. Well, 8 over 12, oops, these guys, is going to be 0.67 or 2/3. And so it's 0.66666 and it'll never end. When you round that to the nearest percent, it's 67%. Because remember, when you have a decimal and you convert it to percent, you move the decimal 2 places to the right. So it goes to the decimal will be right there, and then you round the 6 up to a 7, so you get 67%. Another example, what is 12% of 8? So here, 8 is our base. 8 is our base. What is 12%? So they give us our percent. Remember, we got to convert it to a decimal. The way we convert a percent to a decimal is we move our decimal 2 places to the left. 1, 2. So it's 0.12. That's what we see right here, 0.12. And they're asking us to find the part. And that's going to be A. So we just solve for A. 0.12 times 8 is equal to 0.96. Therefore, A is equal to 0.96. And our last example, 5 is what percent? 5 is 25% of what? So 5 is our part. 25% we know is our percent value. We have to write that in terms of a decimal. We convert 25% to a decimal by moving the decimal place 2 places to the left. 1, 2, 0.25. Of what? Whenever they say of what, then that means of our base. 5 is 25% of what? Another way of looking at this is we know that 25% of something is a quarter. You know, a quarter fractionally. So if you get $5 and that's a quarter of what we originally had, what did we originally have, right? And obviously one way is you can figure that out would be 20. Let's see how the math works out. 5 is equal to 0.25 times B of our base. The base is what we started off, you know, what the main value is. We have to divide both sides by 0.25. 0.25. 5 divided by 0.25 is 20. So B is equal to 20. Therefore, 5 is 25% of 20. So go ahead and work on problems on 2.4. Make sure and understand the material before you take the quizzes, and good luck.